Few games I've played reach the heights and intensity that are achieved within the first 5 minutes of picking up Underrail. For those of you who haven't played, it's essentially a love letter to the original isometric Fallout games of old, but somehow is even more difficult and overbearing. In the title, you get to select from a variety of builds and upgrades that you will have to painstakingly find throughout the game, all deep underground surrounded by serial killers, sadistic warlords, and retro-futuristic sci-fi themes. Because of the conditions and fall of humanity, everything is archaic and horrifying. Bartering for goods is a life or death affair, almost everywhere you go is covered in darkness, and if you step even 1 foot outside the confines of any major town, you will be swarmed by giant and irradiated fauna. This means every single moment you are playing the game is a calculated and nerve-wracking affair, deciding when to use precious weapons you have like grenades and when to cut your losses and run for your life. Each and every quest, enemy, or new zone requires your full attention and thinking outside the box in order to conquer. It's about as hardcore as games can get, probably a big reason this title never blew up like many other CRPGs that are now loved. But the reason it does have such a fanatic cult following is that once you learn how to play by the game's rules and succumb to the pain, you're retreated to one of the most fascinating dying worlds of all time. Since you are now stuck underground years past whatever thrust humanity into the deep, you only get to use your imagination to assume what things must be like above. And considering what you are left with down below is so gruesome and fearsome, it's hard to see how anyone would have wanted to leave the surface. And the underground itself is no slouch either, as behind every dark alley or desolate cave are not just monsters, but hints to the past of this world. It's a setting that is practically begging to be explored, and with each new area you uncover, only more questions come to mind. And behind all these questions too are societies on the brink of destruction, like shantytowns being controlled by gangsters and feral or cannibalistic outlaws. Sometimes you will even stumble upon people starving or in need of help deep in uncharted caves, or hear voices from beyond calling from ancient machinery whose purpose has been lost to the sands of time. And it gives you the impression that with each day, the world is simply fighting to survive. To survive in a place that might not even be worth living in, a situation quite literally in the depths of hell. Whereas a lot of dying worlds and games tend to focus on the serene qualities of nature left untouched, or the calming silence of a universe that has nothing to say, Underrail takes the opposite approach, and shows us a dying world consumed by rage, despair, and a distinct sense of hopelessness.